Hello and welcome back to Cub Correctional and of course Prison Architect. Where we last left off, we got all of our prison basically secure. Prisoners can no longer escape through these little cracks in the wall and swim away. So that is fantastic news, but there is still a couple of things that we need to get done before we can open this prison up for our inmates. One of them, of course, is installing some metal detectors and making sure everything is as secure as it should be. I believe someone mentioned that we should probably change the door on the infirmary just so people can't get out with scalpels and things. Although a metal detector there would also solve that problem. The other thing that I would like to do is set up a checkpoint right around here. That is before anyone enters our prison. They will be checked, and they will also be checked on the way out for contraband that is not detectable by our metal detectors. Of course, we also need to staff this place and get that all up and running. I also would like to put some scanners into our deliveries, and I would also like to put door servos on all our doors, which is going to mean... Oh, actually, we did already build our security room, so that is fantastic. We'll need to install some door servos. The first thing I think I'm going to do is a quick little time-lapse. Well, actually, we probably don't even really need to time-lapse it, do we? One thing that I do want to put in, especially in our canteen, is metal detectors. We do have $28,000 in the bank. We should probably check to see if there are any grants that we can get started. Max Sec is a thing that we can do. We want to put CCTV in anyway. That gives us a nice $20,000 advance payment as well, which will help get things up and running. So we'll go ahead and take that. We also will eventually be raising our prison to have 100 prisoners. I don't know if that's the best thing to take just yet, but looking at the rest of these, there really isn't anything we can do. So yeah, cell block C it is. And as for our third one, I honestly could not tell you. I mean, there's a chance that we get reform done reasonably quickly, but I don't think that's really going to happen. More realistically, we could potentially get the prison manufacturing facility done, but I'm going to leave it at those two for now. That gives us $58,000 in the bank. That means we can come in here and grab ourselves, let's start the game, grab ourselves some metal detectors. And I would like these inside here. It is going to block this off just a little bit, but I'm not too sad about it. We'll throw those down. And then, of course, grab our wood walls. I do like to have the metal detectors. I know they don't need to be enclosed by walls, but I do like them to be like that. And then I'm just going to dismantle these first two phone booths. We're not going to worry about having them there. That gives everyone a nice little entrance, and they can still access their food. We're basically going to do the exact same thing in the infirmary, just to make sure people aren't taking drugs and things out. Well, the metal detectors won't detect drugs, but they will detect scalpels and things like that. For the door on this room, I'm thinking we could potentially use a staff door or just straight up go all out and grab ourselves a large jail door. And I think that's what I'll do. We're going to have remote servos anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that being an issue. I think I will, though, move this double bed down and move this one down as well. Potentially we can put some like filing cabinets or something in these gaps at some point. These should also be like in... Oh no, that's wrong. Cancel that. Can I cancel that move? Of course not. Can I just remove you back to there? No, of course I can't. That is going to be a door. So we can't have our metal detector there, but we can throw our door in. We're also out of power, which is not great. Do we have... That's in utilities, isn't it? Solar wind hybrids. Can we install a couple more of these and get them moving? Yeah, we just need to add some more power. That's fine. I really thought we would be able to power this without it, but I guess those metal detectors use a good chunk of power, right? Does this actually tell you how much you're producing? Producing 353. Now that the sun's coming out, it should be much higher. Yeah, 900 now. Still says overloaded, but these three are fine. Oh, I know why. Do we have to switch all of these on manually? All switch on. And all switch on and all switch on. Does that work? Overloaded. All switch on, please. You shouldn't be overloaded. We're producing 1800. Remove electrical items or add more green energy sources. Why aren't you working? Switch on. Okay, so that worked. But I can't switch all of them on? That's silly. Alright, we'll do this manually then, I guess. We should be generating more than enough power now that we've added those. Switch on, and last one, switch on. Perfect. We're now generating 3,000 units, which is fantastic. And we have 2,700 in excess. So we shouldn't have any power problems as we install these metal detectors. I'm also thinking we will probably end up making this into... Do we have enough room? Yeah, just. I'm going to dismantle these doors for the moment. And then also go ahead and demolish this wall in the middle. We'll replace these two outside ones. We'll put a jail door there. And then I'm going to actually turn these into solitary cells because we don't currently have any. In terms of metal detectors, I don't believe we need any more. We could obviously put some on the door to the kitchen, but the only way into the kitchen is through the canteen, and that is covered down here. So I'm not particularly concerned about that. Although now that I'm looking at this, I kind of want to move these over. No, it's fine. It's fine where it is. Okay, let's start on our solitary. So we'll jump into rooms. That is no longer a common room. We will need reclaimed wood walls on either side, as well as a jail door to get in here. And then, of course, we will need some more walls. And I think we can change it up in here a little bit. Let's use our barred walls. No, it's solitary. They can't have barred walls. We'll keep it with the reclaimed wood then. So I'm thinking something along the lines of this. And I guess this guy down the end gets a little bit of a bigger cell. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solitary cells. We'll do something like that. And then grab ourselves some secure doors for these. And go in just like so. These are pretty underwhelming in terms of solitary cells. These guys have 2 spaces, but everyone else just gets 1. And honestly, they are just going to have to deal with it. We might end up having to expand this a little bit later on, but for now it should be fine. You can also move this light and move this light because they are no longer in places that make any sense whatsoever. Jump back into our rooms, grab our solitary, and we can place those in just like so. And we should now have solitary sorted. I don't believe we need anything special there. That is a wall under there, right? Let me just double check. Claimed wood wall. Yeah, we're good. There's a wall under there apparently. Tab, tab. Door secured. Is there really not a wall there? There should be. There should 100% be a wall there. And I think there is. I think we just can't see it. Anyway, the next thing I want to work on is jumping down here. We're going to fill this space out and then demolish the wall on the outside, as well as sell material. Is that a thing? How do I get rid of that floor now? Bulldoze. There we go. Demolish that, and then we can jump into our objects. And I have not used these before, but I am curious to see how they work. So if we do something like this and this, that should make us a checkpoint that people cannot pass, assuming that we have walls going right the way around it. So we can do that. We could potentially have a solitary cell in here for our minimum security, and that would just be like a nicer solitary cell given that you're in minimum security. I don't hate that idea, so I think that's what we'll end up doing. I also just want to quickly plan out pathways, and the pathways will go right in there, and that'll be fine. We'll figure out what we want to do with this little section later. We might even just end up moving all of these cells over a little bit and having an odd-shaped common room down here, or having some solitary cells down the end. I think I like that idea. Which is, of course, going to mean we are going to need some more foundations just in here, which is going to be annoying to place. But I think if we do it like that, it will be fine. Potentially, we could actually... Can I cancel that? We do that, should work. And it might demolish this interior wall. It might not. Either way, it should be fine. Let's just demolish that wall anyway, because it requires an entrance and we currently don't have one. So that will be fine. The next thing I want to set up is some door servos. So I'll probably jump into a quick little bit of a time lapse here as I place door servos on all our main jail doors so that things can get opened and shut just that little bit quicker and we don't have to worry about it quite so much. So we'll jump into a time lapse and I'll be back in just a second. I believe that is all the doors that need servos to be connected. So the next thing, of course, we need is going to be our door control system, which, is that what that is? Yes, it is. Perfect. So we can now connect that up to all of our door servos, if I can find them all again. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. They are basically on all of our entrances and exits. One there, one there, one there. And one there. This door does need to be fixed though. I believe that is all the doors that need servos. So this jail door instead is going to go right about... Oh, is that correct actually? I think that jail door is on that edge there. We just need to put the walls back in. So if we put a wall there and there, that should be connected up nice and properly. Fancy, fancy, fancy. I like it. This is going in the right directions. Perfect. Nice little entrance there. And in terms of our planning for in here, we're going to move these over a little bit. So these cells are 4. So right about there is good. And what is this internally? 6 by 8. So 6 by 8, 6 by 8. And 6 by 8. And you know what? I don't actually think we need that much room in here. Let's have a look. If we did... Does this split up nicely? Let's check. No, of course not. It never does. If we did... I don't know. That. I really hate that they don't line up. That really bothers me. Instead, what we could do is go like so. And like so. And like so, and then these are our 3 solitary cells for our minimum security. I think I like that a little bit better. Then this area in the middle can be still our common room. So I'm happy with that. Of course, we aren't building minimum security yet, but I do like to have things planned out. The next thing, of course, we need to make sure everything is connected with electricity. So I'm going to finally finish building this electricity cable all the way around. That should connect that door servo up nicely. Everything else, I believe, got connected automatically. We got pretty lucky with our metal detectors. I don't think we require metal detectors anywhere else until we get into sort of like visitation type stuff. So we should be good there. Our batteries are charging nicely. The next thing I think we need to do is figure out how we want to staff this prison. I did also have a comment saying that dogs can't detect tunnels inside. We're going to see how it goes. I do have a quality of life fixes mod installed, and I'm hoping that fixes that issue. If it doesn't, we can always go ahead and install another patrol route on the outside. But let's see what we've got in terms of deployment. So we're going to have these be max sec. These solitary cells can be shared. I'm happy with that. That is absolutely no problem at all. This over here is going to be medium sec. And then this for now is staff only, as well as this. These are all staff only, even though they have no access. That is absolutely fine. This is all staff only. Absolutely. This is staff only. What else is staff only? This is absolutely staff only. I don't know what this is going to be yet, but we'll make that staff only for the moment, and we can come back and figure that out a little bit later. I believe that is all of the areas. We can make those fences staff only, but I think that made the entire middle section staff only, so we'll undo that. And that should be good. We have max sec, we have shared up here, medium sec, and then these are staff only because we haven't built them yet. I'll also make it so that these 2 rooms are staff only as well, just because we haven't built anything in them yet. No one needs to really be wandering around in that area. We should also make sure that our hallway is staff only, and I'm not 100% sure how visitation works in terms of staff only or not. I believe if we make it staff only, it just means people won't wander in here by themselves. So I'm going to do that, and you guys can let me know in the comments if I am wrong about that. But now we need to figure out how many staff we actually need. So we currently have 2 armed guards, and we have, I believe, some dog handlers, 3 dog handlers. For the yard, I don't really know how many guards we're going to need. We have room for 71 prisoners, so let's just hire, I don't know, 30 guards and see what happens. We also are going to need at least 2 cooks. I would like at least 1 doctor. That's all I can afford. And then we are basically at our limit. I believe now is the time with $25 in the bank. $25 left in the bank that we should potentially go ahead and let our prisoners in. Now, we don't have CCTV set up just yet, but that is fine by me. I'm happy with that. We, of course, do need to go ahead and set our regime because the regime that it gives you at the start is a little bit silly. So I'm going to set all of these to sleep for some reason. I don't know why I chose sleep. And then we can figure this out. So after an update, the yard no longer means everyone goes to the yard. So we can't really use that to get everyone into the canteen in a nice, orderly manner. So we're going to start with an hour of lockup where people can get their showering and stuff done, and this will be the same for everyone. Let's get rid of that designation, and then they can go ahead and eat breakfast for an hour. While they're having breakfast, they can also go to the bathroom, take a shower, and use the phone booths, and then we will have some 4 hours of work/free time. I'm thinking that potentially we do yard time for max sec and only allow our minimum and medium security workers to people to work. Let me know if that's a bad idea or not. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what we're going to go with for the moment. And then we can go ahead and say you get 2 hours of free time. That is for everyone. Is that a good idea? That's probably a bad idea. No, everyone can have free time. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You guys let me know if this is a bad system or not, but we'll give it a go. And then I'll give them another 4 hours of work/free time. And I think we might even just give lockup to our max sec at that point. We'll see how their needs go over time, but we'll give that a go. And then we'll say another hour, another 2 hours of eating. And then lock up, and then they can go to sleep at 10. That's what, how many hours of sleep is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep. I think they can get away with less than that, but that's what we're going to go with. So we'll say eat, and lock up. We should potentially move the eat time for max sec as well, just because we have so many of them, and it will separate them out a little bit. So we might do that instead. We'll say you guys go to the yard first, then eat, then go back to the yard, then have some free time. Actually, we'll give you 4 hours of free time. And then lock up for 2 hours, go and eat, have some free time while everyone else is in the canteen, and then go into lockup and sleep the same time as everyone else. You guys let me know in the comments if this is an absolutely terrible schedule or not. I don't hate it, but we'll see how it goes. In terms of programs, I definitely want to have kitchen safety and hygiene on. That is unscheduled for whatever reason. Oh, probably because I need to jump into logistics and go to prison labor. So I would like 4 people in the kitchen. We can have 4 people in the laundry. We don't have a cleaning room just yet. I believe that is everywhere people can work for the moment. If we reschedule that, it still says no. Why? Stop. They should be allowed to do that. Maybe it's just because we don't have any prisoners yet. If we have a look at our policy here, that is not what I wanted to look at. Reform, release prisoners, no. Where is it? Coverage, nope. Needs, regime. Where is it? Where's the things that they're allowed to do and not allowed to do? I really thought it was in here somewhere, but I'm sure I'll find it at some point and we'll go from there. Maybe I just don't have it yet because I don't have any prisoners. Anyway, let's grab ourselves some prisoners and see what happens. So we'll jump over to intake. We can fit, what can we fit? We can fit 17 medium and 54 maximum. If we say all available, nope, not all available, that would be terrible. If we say fill capacity and we add some max sec in there, put these all ratios up, that's fine. Super max we're not going to take, and criminally insane is currently disabled. We should get at least 15 medium, and that's probably not a bad thing to get started. So let's run the game and see if we can make a little bit of money, because currently we're losing $2,500 a day and we don't have any prisoners to supplement that. So we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, of course, we could raise a little bit of money with a bank loan, but that's really not that much. We're just going to have to wait. I'll do a little bit of a time lapse until our intake happens in 3 hours and we'll be back in a second. Quick little pause just before they get here. This is currently not wired up. The door servo, that is unfortunate because we can't afford to buy it. So we're just going to have to wait for this 10 more minutes to come in. Should see our prisoners coming off the bus. If we look at intelligence and informants, we have a strong, a stoical, a volatile, a quick, and a stoical. That's not too bad. What have we got here and where are you going? You guys, what is grey? What does grey mean? I've forgotten what the color means. You are graded. Nope, that is not it. Experience. No. Prisoner log. Death by dangerous. His medium security, but his grey. Is that like a protective thing? You are in green, which is interesting. You're also medium security, so I don't know why. If anyone can tell me why some of their outfits are different, maybe it's because they have not, they haven't got their uniforms yet. That makes sense. So we've got all our guards, taking them down to our reception where they will be fitted with, they'll be searched first and fitted with their new uniforms. We have Hackett waiting to be clothed. Everyone should be able to move on here. We have 3 guards available. Most of them are doing jobs, which is transferring our prisoners into our holding cell and through. We do have people being searched by our checkpoint, which is fantastic, making sure no contraband is allowed to come inside the prison. And yeah, I believe everyone is now orange, which is what we wanted to see. So we have our first prisoners officially in. We don't have vision in a couple of the different places, but I think that'll be fine for the moment. We do have one already in solitary. What did you do, Pratt? What did you do? Prisoner log. We found drugs on him. Yep, that makes sense. Sorry about that. You shouldn't try and bring drugs into the prison. We have 1 in solitary, 1 awaiting, 2 in solitary, 1 in lockdown. So I'm hoping we have enough solitary to deal with this amount of prisoners. We should. It is currently, what is it? Work, free time, free time, free time. So everyone should be happy. Let's go ahead and have a quick look at our needs. For right now, everyone is good. Our laundry is up and running. I am a little bit concerned that we don't have enough space for our prisoners as soon as we get another intake, which is going to happen in 18 hours. So we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a couple more tables and benches for our canteen. Finally fill this up and make it look all nice and pretty. Table in between each of these benches, and I'm hoping that is enough. since we've separated our prisoners into 2 different schedules to get that to work. Then I just would like a nice little TV at the end of these to keep our prisoners nice and happy. Like I said in the opening episode, we are focusing more so on reform than we are on being a prison. Think of this as like a rehabilitation hotel rather than, you know, a prison. We'll see how it goes. We are in the process of almost feeding our prisoners. With prisoners coming in, can we now jump into our programs and say kitchen hygiene and safety? We can now start these things. We also want to do workshop safety induction at some point. I'm thinking what we'll end up do is making this sort of like a work area. We can have maybe some forestry, some workshops and stuff like that down there in the long term. But apart from that, we can start working on classrooms potentially. What was that? What was that? I heard a ding. Someone found something on someone. But yeah, so that should be all good. For now, we aren't going to do many more of these. I would like to build a chapel next though, so we'll get working on that very soon. Solar panel development means we'll be able to make our own solar panels. Yeah, we can't really do much of this just yet. We also need to build out a common room so that we can get the 3 strikes program running. And we actually have a couple more programs in here than we normally would, because I do have another mod. If we go into, I believe it's extras and mods. These are the mods we currently have installed. It's called Reform Programs. We also have the 2023 Modern UI 4.0, Modern Needs Icons 4.0 game plan, which just allows planning of rooms without having rooms there. And the one that I mentioned before, Ozone's Fixes and Quality of Life all in one. It does so many things, I could not list them all. But we do have a search in the holding cell. It looks like all of our prisoners have not been assigned to rooms yet. Although I think now they have been. So if we have a look down here, it says all of these rooms are unoccupied, which is concerning. They should be assigned to their cells, right? We also have some prisoners with serious complaints. We're not too concerned about that yet. Our canteen is absolutely terrible in terms of its grade too, so we should probably work on leveling that up a bit. We are currently making money per day, which is fantastic to see. 4 staff members are exhausted, 1 is resting. How are we doing on guards? We have 3 available. We should probably hire a couple more. We also have a call from the CEO. Reform programs are key to prisoners' successful reintegration into society. Some offenders will start successful new lives, whilst others fall back into old ones and re-offend. Reform prisoners will bring on an additional cash reward, but some prisoners who re-offend could return to your prison. Not only will you incur a fine for their failed rehabilitation, but they may also have picked up additional bad habits whilst on the outside. So, giving us even more reason to focus on reform. Alright, I'm going to jump into a quick little bit of a time lapse here as we get our canteen up to snuff, making sure that we have all of the things needed to make this room, you know, not have a grade of 0. So I'll jump into a time lapse and we'll be back in a little bit. And with that all said and done, we've got this up to a grade, what is it, 6 out of 10? That's not too bad. We also have a call coming in from the chief. Consider equipping some of your more mischievous prisoners with a tracking belt. We'll keep track of them through the security room. That is not something I'm planning as of yet. We do have our first maximum security prisoners coming in though, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. If we jump into intelligence, we can't see many of their things. We do have a cop killer and a stoical. Not too bad. Looks like... How did this get in here? We look at our stolen from... No, dangers. 7 days. Informants. Can I see that somehow? I want to click and see where this came in from. It is just a pen, but you know, pen can be a deadly weapon. It's also probably not fantastic that we have logs just lying around in prisoner cells, but that's fine. It'll be okay, right? We should probably also make sure that we actually station some guards in some specific areas, like someone stationed out here at all times. These should be fine. They're being patrolled by dogs, so I'm not too concerned about that. Would like someone in the holding cell at all times as well, and they should staff this by themselves, so that should at least give us a little bit more vision overall. We do need to, you know, get rid of that so this door can close. But now that we have $15,000 in the bank, we can finally go ahead and connect this up to our electrical cable, get that door servo working, and things are honestly not looking half bad. We do have visitation set up. I believe this was going to be a shop at some point. $15,000 in the bank really isn't that much, but we can do a couple of things. We should unlock body armor and tasers through bureaucracy. So let's go ahead and do that. That's only going to cost us $2 grand. Then we are going to need a CCTV monitor and some CCTV cameras. And I honestly don't think it's a bad time to get that hooked up and running anyway. So let's go ahead and do that now. That's going to jump in right around there. Grab ourselves a nice chair, or a not so nice chair, for our security guard to sit right about there. And then we need to think about where we want our CCTV to be. I think I wouldn't mind having one in our visitation room. I also wouldn't mind having one in the common room, but this does decrease the grade if we put one in the common room. The common room really needs some work as well. I think we'll throw one in the laundry and one in the infirmary. Kitchen I'm not super concerned about because we mostly have chefs in there at all times anyway. Anywhere else that we really need CCTV right now? Not really, to be honest. I think that should just about cover us. We've got a guard stationed in our canteen, so that should be absolutely a-okay. I might put one in the solitary just for the moment. And then we can jump back into utilities, wiring, grab ourselves our CCTV, and go ahead and connect that up where we need things to be. So that is both of these. This one up here is not currently installed yet. Was that it? We really don't need a lot of CCTV in this prison. So that's fantastic. Let's just run this game a little bit faster. That is now installed and we can see things. So I'm actually going to pause these where I want them to be because I really don't like the look of them when they swing around. But that's fine. We'll just wait for it to line up and lock the position. Oh, and really doesn't give us a ton of vision just due to all the walls, but it is what it is. And one in visitation as well. And a lock position. So we just need to, we need more CCTV to actually complete this task. That's annoying. CCTV. Where else do we want some? Common room? No, not really. I think I will end up putting one in the kitchen. Just for the sake of completing this. And honestly, I'll probably end up having one in each of these rooms as well. So we may as well go ahead and do that now. Does that complete that? How many do we need? How many could we possibly need? Because I feel like we don't need that many. Oh, the reason this isn't giving us very much vision is because it is currently backwards. So we'll go ahead and move that and reinstall that there. That should work out just a little bit better. That is, in fact, enough CCTV, so that's fantastic. As soon as we get tasers unlocked, we'll get some nice bonus money there. And then we can potentially think about starting to build maybe our minimum security wing to start with. So those are all built. Go ahead and grab our utilities and go down to our monitor. And then we can shift click any of the ones that are currently not connected, which is all of those. And then we'll basically do the same thing. Wait for these to get into a position where we like them and go ahead and lock them. So there's those ones. This one can be right about there. That one doesn't matter so much. And this one really doesn't wiggle a lot, but right about there. And now we have better vision on the solitary cells. That was absolutely my bad. So it looks like everything is going reasonably well. If we jump into our room quality now, some of these should be assigned, right? Do we not have... Why is no one down here? We should all be asleep. Where are all our prisoners? They're still in the holding cells. You guys are medium security. We jump into deployment. This is medium security. This is max. Why are you guys not in here? Also, how's our little doggo doing? He's doing alright. He's sniffing stuff out. There's little sniffy noises. Yeah, gets a little smell. I wonder if you'll be able to find any of the things. We have some people going to the showers. Let's have a look at our needs, just because I'm a little concerned they're all just hanging out in the holding cell rather than in the cells that they should be assigned to. Potentially we don't have enough guards, and I think that is probably the problem. So let's go ahead and grab another 10 guards. That is going to eat up a bunch of our money, but potentially that will work out. We've got some drugs that have been found. That is fantastic to see that our checkpoint is actually working. But why are you guys not being assigned to cells? That is something that I do not understand. These should just all be working, unless they're like too good for them. We do have some of our cells up here being assigned. For some reason this one is a cell grade 7. Why are these different? Hold on, let me pause the game here for a second. We have bookshelf, shower head, large window, outdoor window, and room size. Should they not add up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Shouldn't these all add up to 7? Are we losing point for something? I don't see any lost points, but I guess we are. So these guys have been assigned to their cells. It looks like maybe they have finally started to be assigned. No. Why would that be the case? This should be working, right? If you guys can let me know what the problem is down here in the comments, I would much appreciate that. I am also curious to see if we have any of our prisoners working yet. We do have some in the laundry, which is fantastic to see. We have one qualified prisoner for the kitchen, but they are not in there yet. That is absolutely fine. Yeah, I don't quite know why we haven't got people in here. We really should. Medium sec rating. Let me see. I mean, I don't understand. Cell status. Some of these are occupied. We currently have, what? 21 maximum security? Where is everyone? Oh yeah, that sounds about right. But none of these are being assigned. And I do not know why. Let's have a look. Medium sec. Let's just click it again. Maybe that will fix it. Remove it. Put it back. I don't know. We should have enough guards. Oh, we still don't actually have that many guards. We should probably get a couple more. Okay. Maybe I need more guards than I thought. Let's go up to 50 and see if that fixes our problem. We now have 3 available. We also probably need some more armed guards and stuff. I imagine those guys need to sleep at some point, right? You are... Does it tell me if they're sleepy or not? No, of course not. I don't actually know if the armed guards and the dogs get sleepy. I think they would. Let's go ahead and hire one more armed guard and one more dog handler so that they can potentially rotate out and be a little bit happier. We now have 4 available guards, which really isn't great. Oh, I'm silly. I'm very, very silly. We had 40 available guards. So why aren't they doing their jobs and assigning these guys to their cells? That is absolutely what I want to know. We go into our prisoner log. There's nothing. Yeah, I don't understand why these guys aren't being assigned to the cells that they need to be? If you guys can tell me the answer to that question in the comments, I would much appreciate that. Otherwise, we're just going to have to sort of wait and hope that it all turns out. This should be automatic. We have assigned people. I genuinely don't understand. But if we have a look at our needs, we're not doing too bad. We could potentially beef up our laundry just a little bit more. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll jump in here, search for laundry, grab ourselves a couple more laundry machines and a couple more ironing boards, just like so. And that is our laundry pretty much complete. One thing that we also need to do is figure out our, whoa, who's punching what? Where is that happening? I heard punching. Where was the punching? I don't see any punching, but I'm scared about the punching. We also really need to beef up our staff room as well. Potentially in the next episode, we'll clean up a few of these rooms and make everything just that little bit more livable. I don't know why I can't see the punching. We have some more people coming in, and yeah, I really wish they would get out of this holding cell. I mean, of course, we could undesignate this as a holding cell and they would hopefully find out where they need to go. But let's just have another quick look at cell status. Yeah, none of these are being assigned. Let's jump into rooms and unassign this as a holding cell for the moment and just hope that they get assigned to rooms that way. Go into logistics, cell status. There we go. Now they're all in there. I really don't understand why that was the case, but apparently not having a holding cell is the answer. So this room could potentially become our solitary. They need to get searched in and out. I don't hate that. If we end up needing some more solitary, which at the moment doesn't seem like it is the case, we'll have a look at that. But with brand new prisoners in and quite a lot of talking in this episode, actually, not very many time lapses, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. We are going to leave it there. We'll come back next time, and I think we'll end up starting to get our minimum security in. We'll clean up a few of these rooms, make sure everything is looking nice and schmick, and we'll go from there. We also probably, let me just assign guards. We don't need a guard in the holding cell anymore because that is absolutely not necessary. And yeah, we should be good. We have 57 total guards. 2 of them are resting, so it looks like we've got a decent number of guards for this size prison. We only have 51 prisoners, and we need 45 guards for that, so that's a little bit concerning. Our daily cash flow is looking pretty good, though. We are making $1,200 a day from exporting power, which is nice. And we also have $765 for days without incident. But we will leave it there, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you leave a comment for the sake of engagement. Leave a like on the video if you did like it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so we come up in your subscription feed. And until next time, happy building, happy rioting. Bye, guys.